So here I am fixing my motherfucking house again, except y'all know I'm not fixing my house. I'm building this closet for my mom. Now, I do just want to apologize for any noise in the background, y'all. I am laying in bed. My baby is laying next to me. She's watching Elmo on the TV, and she also has some toys with her. She got her crinkle book. She got her little, what is that called? She got some little instruments that make noise or whatever. So yeah. Also, don't mind my voice. I feel like my voice sounds kind of tired, but y'all, I just woke up and had to get to work. This is my work. So right here, I am hanging. Well, I'm taking the measurements to hang the ceiling piece of drywall. It's drywall hanging time. Now, whenever you hang drywall, you always hang the ceiling first. I really don't know why, but that's just something that I learned, and I don't. I probably do know why and just don't remember because it's been so long, and I don't know, you just hang the ceiling first. You just do. Now, something I wanted to address was that installation in the closet. It's so crazy because after I posted the videos and stuff, I got so many comments that was like, isn't that installation bad? Is that installation, that's black mold, you need to take the installation out. What's so crazy is, y'all, I didn't even acknowledge the installation. Like, I didn't even look at it. And the reason why I say it's so crazy is because whenever I was doing the demo, my natural instinct was to rip that insulation out and bag it up. But I literally was thinking about all the comments I got whenever I did my house, because I didn't put insulation in my closets. And so I got so many comments that was like, where's the insulation? Where's your insulation? Why didn't you do insulation? Where's your insulation? Your house is going to be cold. And so when I seen the insulation in there and I thought about taking it out, I was like, nah, because the motherfuckers in the comments is going to go crazy if I remove the insulation and I don't put more in there. And insulation on interior walls is not mandatory. It's optional. Insulation is very important on exterior walls because that protects your house. It's a layer of it keeps the heat in or the cold in depending on the season. And so that separates the inside of your home from the outside of your home, so you need insulation. And there's some houses that was built without insulation, and you could tell whenever it get hot outside because it'd be super hot in the house. You could tell whenever it get cold outside, it'd be super cold in the house. So not all houses even have exterior insulation, but I feel like it's mandatory to have exterior insulation because that is what keep the heat or the cold inside your house or the heat or the cold outside your house, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Now, interior insulation, and when I say interior, like interior walls, so like a wall, exterior walls, like I said, are the walls that separate your house from the outside air. Interior walls are like walls that separate this room from that room. Okay. And so you really don't need insulation. It's optional between interior walls. Insulation is used for soundproofing, but it is also used for like temperature control. And so if you're trying to make budget cuts, really, you just skip the insulation on your interior walls. You just do. I'm not gonna lie, like I got it like that. You run the numbers for the insulation, it'd be a couple extra $100. You'd be like, okay, we don't really need that. Anyways, my natural instinct was to tear that insulation out when I was doing the demo, but I wasn't going to replace it. I wasn't about to tell mom and dad, y'all need to go buy some insulation. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. And so I knew that if I tore that insulation out and then didn't replace it, motherfuckers was gonna give me a hard time about it. And so like I said, I never even looked at that insulation hard enough to realize like it's black. I hardly fucking looked at it. I hardly acknowledged that it was there. It was just like a split. Like as I was doing the demo of the walls without even looking at the insulation, these thoughts are going through my mind. Like, I should tear that out. I should bag that up. But motherfuckers is going to give me a hard time about it because I don't plan on replacing it. I'm going to just leave it there. And I never looked at it that hard. So then when I started posting the videos and people was commenting about the mold in the insulation, I'm like, oh my fucking God, no way. Like, and I just didn't even notice. I really didn't until y'all motherfuckers started commenting on my video. Like, are you going to remove the insulation? No. By the time I posted the videos and motherfuckers was commenting, I had already drywalled this closet. It was too late. So it is what it is. That shit don't got nothing to do with me anyways. Because listen, even if I removed the insulation and I replaced it, there is something causing the mold that would have just caused it to mold again. So should it have been removed? I believe so, yes. But at the end of the day, there's issues going on in this house that caused the mold. And even if I removed the insulation, so really removing the insulation, it's like if your bread start molding and you take the piece of moldy bread out so that it don't mold the rest of the bread. It's like that. I could have removed that insulation so that the mold wouldn't have spread. But if I put new insulation in, it probably would have just molded because I'm not actually figuring out what's causing the mold and solving the problem. So really, like, fuck it. For real. Like, mom and dad rent and they don't plan on staying here long. Okay? And I do think it's very important to note that on the other side of that wall is the bathroom. And they are also having issues in the bathroom where motherfuckers is showering and forgetting to turn the fan on and all of the electric in the bathroom goes out. The light stops working. I think the outlets still be working, but the light stops working and the fan stops working because of the moisture in the bathroom. So like there's just there's just stuff wrong with this house, okay? And yeah, I chalked it up as that insulation don't got shit to do with me. I'm not finna touch it, whatever. But I didn't notice the mold. But yeah, that's why I left it. Now, right here, this is why I say you don't want to measure your drywall tight. Because you measure your drywall tight and it don't fit and you got to put it up and pull it down and cut it and put it up and pull it down and cut it and put it in. It become too much work. And so I cut the hole for this light wrong, obviously, and I just fucking cut it open. I just cut it wide open and was like, I'll fix it later because you can get a patch for it. Now, obviously, I take pride in my work. I would have loved to have cut the circle for the light perfectly and put that motherfucker up there and be like, yeah, I do this shit. But that didn't happen. So there are drywall patches. I will show y'all whenever I go to do the drywall mud. There are patches specifically designed to fix fuck up like that. So I just messed up my words a little bit. I'm sure y'all heard it. But yeah, specifically designed to fix fuck ups like that. So it is what it is. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, if you're hanging ceiling drywall, really, if you're doing a big job, you are supposed to get a drywall lift. I want to say they're like a couple $1,000s. So you can rent one for cheap. Or you could buy one if, you know, I feel like it's not necessary to buy one unless you is doing like jobs all the time. I'm not doing big jobs all the time. Like when I go to do my upstairs, I'm going to probably just rent a drywall lift. Ain't no need to spend $2,000 on a drywall lift when I could spend a couple $100 and rent it for the week and be done with it. So yeah, get a drywall lift. For a big job, you get a drywall lift. And what the drywall lift do is it holds your drywall piece and you pretty much like crank it and it goes up towards the ceiling like an elevator, and it holds your drywall piece for you and you screw it in place. But in a small space like this, in a small project like this, ain't nobody renting no motherfucking drywall lift to lift a piece of drywall. I'm finna lift that bitch up into place. And so the reason why I pointed that out is because how do you hold the drywall above your head and get the drill and get the screw and screw it in? I personally hold the drywall up into place with my head. I stand up tall enough and just fucking put my head up against it so that it don't fall. And that way I have both hands. Now, right here, I cut the piece for the wall. And because it's a small space, I could not get it up onto the wall. I couldn't turn it. I couldn't get it in the closet. Though I didn't have the space to hang it. And so I had that same issue when I was hanging drywall in my pantry. And one of the comments recommended that you cut one side of the board, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but to cut drywall, you just cut it with a utility knife. You just cut it and you knee it. Well, I knee it. And it bends, and then you cut the other side. So essentially you're just cutting the paper. And so I cut it and I folded it. That's what one of the comments recommended I do for my pantry. Cut it, fold it, hang it, and then open it back up. Okay, so I was like, you know what? That was a really good idea, but I had seen the comment after I already fucked up my pantry. If y'all have watched my videos of me doing the pantry, you seen I had to pre-fill that big ass fucking gap. And so, yeah, I had already fucked up the drywall in my pantry now. I tried what they suggested, and I went to go open the damn drywall sheet up, and it was getting stuck on the light. And so I stared at it and I analyzed it, and I realized even if I took the light out, there's not enough space. What's the matter with you? There's not enough space in the closet to open it up. Like, it would have started hitting the door. It still wouldn't have opened up all the way and went up against the wall the way it was supposed to. So I just cut it. You see how my drywall does not end on a stud? It's just cut in the middle of, in between two studs. You should never do that. I did that because shit got fucked up. Shit was not going the way it was supposed to be going. And what's funny is, I remember this day. Mom came home and I asked her how her day was, and she was like, it was a long day. Today was rough. And I was like, you know what, girl? I fucking feel you. Me too. And I don't remember what happened that day, but I just remember that I was out of it this day. So, like, a lot of my measurements, for real, y'all's gonna see when I go to hang the drywall in this closet, I just continuously fuck the pieces up. But it's cool. And maybe I shouldn't be like this, but one of the things I take pride in is I'm good at drywall finishing. So I could fuck up the drywall hanging all day long and fix it when I mud it. Now, I don't ever intentionally fuck nothing up. I don't never intentionally half-ass my work. I don't never intentionally, you know. But if I do run into problems while I'm hanging the drywall, or I do lose my patience and I shove it into place and it breaks or something, I know I could fix it when I mud it because I'm good at drywall mud. And so that be saving me a lot of times. And I explained that to my mom because the framing wasn't perfect because of the house not being square and level. The drywall hanging wasn't perfect because it was just an off day for me, I feel like. And so I explained to her, anything that's fucked up in the framing, cover it with the drywall. Anything that is fucked up with the drywall, fix it when you mud it. And I also explained to her, like, this is why I don't be doing work for clients, because, like, I can explain that to you and you trust me. You trust that your closet's still gonna come out good. I can't tell my motherfucking clients, like, yeah, I fucked the framing up, but I'm gonna fix it when I drywall it, and then hang the drywall and be like, yeah, I fucked the drywall up, but I'm gonna fix it when I mud it. And they're gonna be like, what the fuck you mean? Facts, they're gonna be like, what the fuck you mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Your contractor don't be telling you because they don't want to get fired or whatever, or y'all not pay them. But construction is some bullshit. Do y'all know that? Doing construction is some bullshit. Motherfuckers, literally, when you're doing a quote for somebody and you're pricing out, like, what everything is going to cost, you either have to include a fee for unexpected shit to come up. I believe the term is unforeseen circumstances. You literally need to charge the customer for unforeseen circumstances, or you need to put a note in the contract that says this price could change, and you understand that the price could change and that the price difference is the responsibility of the customer if unforeseen circumstances arise. Because you have to save your own ass, because you could tell your client, yeah, I'll do this renovation for you. I'll remodel your bathroom for $6,000. And then you go into the bathroom and you tear the walls out and you realize it's molding and everything in there is falling apart and the floor is caving in or whatever the fuck, you feel me? It might just, I can't off the top of my head come up with a good reasonable example of some shit that, like, really happens. But yeah, motherfucker go in to do some work and they tear the wall out and it be some whole bullshit behind the wall. And it's like, okay, I wasn't expecting to deal with this. Motherfucker go in to do a flooring and they tear the old floor out, and underneath the floor, it be some bullshit. And it be like, oh, I wasn't expecting to deal with this. You feel me? And so, yeah, you got to save your own ass, the material, the labor, all that. And so I forget what the fuck. Oh, that was my point. Doing construction be some bullshit. Ask any contractor you know if doing construction is some bullshit. They gonna tell you, yeah. So motherfuckers just don't tell their clients that. You feel me? But I can't tell you how many times I was doing so, man, and this is why I don't take clients, because I took on a client one time with an ex. It was like a $17,000 job. No bullshit. The lady wanted a bunch of stuff done. She wanted us to reframe her ceiling. She wanted us to put new drywall on the ceiling. She wanted us, really, it was a drop ceiling. She wanted us to tear the drop ceiling out, reframe the ceiling. And so, okay, here's a great example. She wanted us to remove the drop ceiling and I'm sorry, I accidentally paused the recording. She wanted us to remove the drop ceiling and hang drywall. And when we removed the drop ceiling, we realized that the framing for the ceiling had to come down. We had to reframe an entire new ceiling because the drop ceiling was maybe 6 inches lower than the actual ceiling joist. So the drywall for the walls only came up to where the drop ceiling was. So when this drop ceiling got torn out, there was a gap where there was no drywall on the walls. And so we had to frame a new ceiling level with the drywall on the wall. And so when we quoted her to redo her ceiling, we didn't quote her for lumber and the time and the material that it would take to frame a whole new ceiling. And so we came out of pocket for that. We fucked up. We didn't think, you feel me, ahead. And so that's why I know to think ahead. You got to save your own ass because, yeah, we end up losing on that job real bad. And so, what was I saying? What was I getting at? I forget what my point was, but I'm pretty sure my point was the fact that I tell y'all and I could be open and be like, yeah, if the frame is fucked up, cover it with the drywall. And if the drywall fucked up, fix it when you mud it. Like, motherfuckers is not going to be real with you like that. Motherfuckers is not going to tell you that. But, like, in construction, you fuck some shit up. You going to fuck some shit up. Facts. You just got to know how to fix it. You just got to know how to make it look nice. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to sit here and act like my work be perfect all the time. I just know how to save my own ass. I know where, and like I said, I don't be cutting corners on purpose, but I know exactly where I could cut corners. I know exactly where I could cut corners and where I could cover this up with this and fix this with that, okay? Because that's a part of the job. You need to know how to do that because at the end of the day, your work need to be good. It don't matter how the fuck you get there, but your work need to be good. It need to look good. It need to be good. And so I know how to make my shit look good. And that's what matters. And so, and I don't want to say that's what matters because, like, you want your work to be structurally sound. You want your work to be put together correctly and shit. I'm not saying my work be put together correctly, but at the end of the day, the end goal is it's supposed to look a certain way. So as long as my shit look a certain way, at the end of the day, when the job is done, I did my motherfucking job. Okay? And so, yeah, when you hire somebody, they're not going to be real with you like that and be like, yeah, I fucked up right here, but I'm going to fix it. You feel me? And so you hire somebody, they be in the back room going through it. They be cussing in their head and all type of shit. You can't try to tell me they ain't. And so, like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I don't like being, like, cocky or like full of myself, but maybe I'm just too real to take on clients because I will be in the back room like, fuck, oh, this is some bullshit. That's all right, I'm gonna fix it later. And motherfuckers is gonna be in the next room like, babe, like, you think you think we should call somebody else? So yeah, I don't know why every single piece I cut that day just did not fit into place. What you talking about, Gil? What you talking about? You got such a butterful smile. You mama love you, Gil. Don't be interrupting me. I'm working. I'm working. All right. Damn, what the fuck was I saying? I can't help it, y'all. That's my girl. That's my heart. I'm mom first. Damn it. Before anything else. Anyways, I forget what I was saying. I forget. I lost it. Oh yeah. I feel like every piece I cut and went to go hang just did not fit. And I don't know what the fuck I did wrong. I don't know where my measurements went wrong. And I just kept having to cut the shit and put it in and cut the shit and put it in. And I don't know what the fuck was going on that day. Like I said, it was an off day. Now, for my doors, I always just hang a full sheet over the doors and then cut the door out afterwards, because that is the most possible accurate way to hang drywall around the door. It really is. When you hang the drywall over the door and you cut the door out later, I mean, it fucking be right up along the edge of the door. Look, you gonna see it when I'm done. It be fucking perfect. And like, to take a measurement and try to get it to line up with the edge of the door perfectly, I just feel like you're gonna end up with gaps on the other side. And it's not gonna be lined up right or whatever. And so yeah, this perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. So when I do doors, I hang the drywall. I cut the door out afterwards. This is it. What it is. Oh, so this, I included this because whenever I cut drywall for weird shaped shit, I draw the picture. And I take the measurements and I write my measurements around the picture. And so for this, like, I got that little sliver down there at the bottom. I drew a picture of it. Facts, I did. And when I go to cut my piece, I'm gonna be looking at the picture with the measurements, and I'm gonna be like, making it happen. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired. Oh, so right here I was cutting the light out. I was cutting the light out. You really You're really not supposed to put your lights in and shit until after the drywall is hung. That's something that's important for y'all to know. Okay, you see how I'm unscrewing the light switch to get the drywall sheet into place? The light switch should never have been hooked up. A lot of times when you do like a new project, a new build, like if I was on a real job site and motherfuckers was like doing a whole crib or some shit, like, you would run the electric, you would put the boxes in, you would run the electric, and you would leave it at that. Like, there would be no outlets, there would be no light switches, there would be no lights. Then you would go through, you would hang all your drywall. And then after the drywall is hung, and really after the paint go on and shit, then the electricians come back out and they hook up the outlets and the lights and shit. But like, I wanted the light, I be putting the lights in so that I could see when I work. If I'm putting a light in, it's because this motherfucker need a light. Okay?